Hello girls, after we have read a lot of the textual portion of prose pieces and poems and an interesting chapter called Macbeth from the Rapid Reader, let us do a little bit of grammar today. Okay, so we shall deal with transformation of sentences today. And in this respect, I would like to say that I know that you have dealt with all the grammar that are there in the syllabus of classes 11 and 12 in your previous classes. That means at the Madhyamik level, you have done it all. But though these are there in our syllabus, we have to deal with it once again. And I would like you to know all these things in a fresh and new manner. So I would like to tell you a little bit of introductory portion for transformation of sentences. What is that? Transformation of a sentence refers to change of a sentence from one form to the other without changing its meaning. So, isn't it very clear? Without changing its meaning. Now, there are certain rules for transforming a sentence to the other. So, number one is transformation of sentences by interchanging the forms of sentences. We know that there are sentences in English language which can be written in different formats. Okay? So, in regards to this, number one is voice change. That means you may have to change from active to passive voice and vice versa. That means from passive to active voice. Number two should be narration change. That we also know, direct to indirect and vice versa. That means from indirect to direct sentences. Then comes a very important thing, that is interchange of parts of speech. As you know girls, that parts of speech are the very basis of the language. We know it, isn't it? Parts of speech means nouns, pronouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives, and so on. So, the parts of speeches can also be interchanged in the sentences. Number four is change of degrees of comparison. What are the degrees of comparison we know in English language? Positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Okay? We will deal with later on in detail. Number five is affirmative to negative and vice versa. That means again from negative to affirmative. That means affirmative means something that has a positive sense, and negative sentence means the sentence that deals with negative, statements or senses. Number six is interrogative to assertive and vice versa. Interrogative means that has a question mark at the end, and assertive is statement like that tells something with assertion. Number seven is exclamatory to assertive and vice versa. Exclamatory sentences, we know some sentences do tell us something very surprising. Sometimes it is very exciting. Sometimes we exclaim out of happiness, out of sadness, out of bereavement, out of surprise. All these sentences can be categorized under exclamatory sentences. So from exclamatory to assertive, and then again from assertive to exclamatory. And the last one in this category is by using infinitive, gerund, and participle. So infinitive is the use of to or without to. Gerund and participle, that we'll deal with here in detail later on. Then comes another category that we can transform the sentences by conversion of sentence pattern. That we also know that sentences are of different types. There are three main basic types of sentences in English language. Number one is simple sentence, that we all know. Number two is complex sentence. And number three is compound sentence. So these can be categorized such as from simple to complex, simple to compound, complex to simple, compound to simple, complex to compound, and compound to complex. So in these two categories, we can transform our sentences in English language. Okay. So now one very important thing that I want to remind you, I know you know it, but it is my duty to remind you, the syllabus for classes 11 and 12 deals with only textual grammar. That means whatever grammar we will be doing, that will be for your practice only, and then anything in the grammar will be from your text, okay, and not the rapid reader, only the textual portion, and obviously from the prose and poem sections. Okay. Now let us remind ourselves about the change of sentences according to their changes in parts of speech. So now this is for substituting a noun. How can we do it? Let us see some examples. Okay. Number one is, you will help me. So help is in its verb form. It will be transformed into its noun form. You will come to my help. So help in this sentence is used as a noun. Next, let us see example number 3. She waited eagerly. Eagerly is in italics. That means eagerly is in its adverb form. And then if we transform this eagerly into its noun form, what is the noun form of eagerly? The noun form of eagerly is eagerness. So we have to transform it like this. She waited with eagerness. Okay. Number 6, let us see it. She is affectionate to me. Affectionate is an adjective, as we know. And if we transform this into its noun form, the noun form of affectionate is affection. And we will transform it like this. She has affection for me. So now I hope you have understood how we have to transform the parts of speech with regards to the noun when we come to substituting a noun. Okay. Then we come to substituting an adjective. That means whenever there is any other part of speech, we have to transform it into an adjective. Now let us find out. Number 1. The scheme can be put to practice. Practice is noun. And if we transform this into its adjective form, what is the adjective form of practice? It is practicable. The scheme is practicable. Right? Number 4. He appears to be honest. Appears. It is in its verb form in this sentence. If we transform this into its adjective form, it will be, it is apparent that he is honest. Apparent is the adjective form of appear. Okay. Number 7. Habit dies hard. Hard is adverb over here because it qualifies dies. Okay. And if we transform this into its adjective form, it will be, it is hard for a habit to die. So hard is in its adjective form in this sentence. Now, substituting a verb. Number 1, she gave a rude reply. Reply is noun here. And if it is transformed into its verb form, then what will be it? She replied rudely. So replied is verb in this sentence. Number 4, smoking is injurious to health. Injurious, it is in its adjective form. And then if it is changed into its verb form, then smoking injures health. So injures is verb in this sentence. Number 8, he is undoubtedly honest. Undoubtedly is adverb in this sentence. And if we transform this into its verb form, it will be doubted. So the change in sentence will be, his honesty is not doubted. Undoubtedly is adverb, not doubted is verb. Okay? Now, let us come to substituting an adverb. Let us find out the examples. Number 2, let him remain in peace. Peace is noun in this sentence. And then if we transform this peace into its adverb form, what it will be like? It will be, let him remain peacefully. Peacefully is the adverb of peace. Number 6, he succeeded in winning him. Succeeded is in its verb form. So succeed, what is the adverb form of succeed? Obviously successfully. So the transformation of sentence will be, we successfully won him. Number 8, hurry along children. Hurry. Hurry is the verb form. So the adverb form is hurriedly. So the change in sentence will be, come along hurriedly children. Okay, so girls, I hope you have understood very nicely, though all of these things you know it from the previous classes, but still as we are dealing with it once again and we have it in the syllabus, it is just to rebrush ourselves and remind ourselves whatever we have learned in the previous classes. Okay, so I hope I've been able to make you understand or remind you the substitution of the parts of speeches, noun, adjective, verb and adverb. Now let us move on to the other section. Now comes the interchange of degree of comparison. Okay, so degree of comparison means the adjectives can be changed into its 3 kinds. Positive degree, that means the adjective in its purest form. Then comes comparative degree, that means whenever comparison is there between 2 things or 2 objects. And the superlative degree, in which number of things are being compared and only one thing fares well. Okay, let us find out. Let us see example number 1. I am as strong as a tiger. Strong is in its purest form. So this sentence is in its positive degree. If we transform this into its comparative degree, a tiger is not stronger than me. That means comparison between 2 people, myself and the tiger. So hence it will be in its comparative form. Okay. Next comes number 3. He is not the tallest boy. Tallest is a superlative degree of tall. So this sentence is in its superlative degree. If we transform this sentence into its comparative form, what will be the answer? He is not taller than any other boy. That means comparison is being made among all the boys in the class. Okay, so he is not taller than any other boy. Right? Number 5. He is as dull as an ass. Okay, comparative degree will be an ass is not duller than he. Right? Number 7. Positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. How to transform all these? Number 1. Positive degree sentence is, very few metals are as costly as gold. Costly. Costly is adjective. Now if we transform this sentence into its comparative form, it will be, gold is more costly than most other metals. So more costly, comparative degree. Okay. Then superlative degree comes like this. Gold is one of the most costly metals. That means gold and other metals all are being compared with each other. So gold is one of the most costly metals. So in this way we have to transform the sentences according to their degree of comparison. I hope you have understood well. Let us learn something about the transformation of sentences with regards to its types of sentences. Okay, so we have the types of sentences as affirmative, negative, exclamatory, assertive. Okay, all sorts of things are there in this category. So now let us find out. And since we are dealing with textual grammar, I will now teach in this category relating to the textual part. Let us find out the examples. Okay, so number 1 is, Siddha doesn't seem to be a bad sort. This is an affirmative sentence. If it is transformed, Siddha seems to be a good sort. Okay, so affirmative and negative and vice versa. So Siddha doesn't seem to be a bad sort. It is a negative sentence, and if it is transformed into its affirmative form, it should be Siddha seems to be a good sort. Then comes, Siddha was given 2 meals a day and 4 rupees a month. This is certainly an affirmative sentence. If it is transformed into its negative form, it will be, Siddha was given nothing but 2 meals a day and 4 rupees a month. So you can then understand how to transform this. Then comes I like him. This is affirmative sentence. I do not dislike him. The meaning remains the same. Okay. Our motto is to keep the meaning same, because transformation of sentences does not mean the change of meaning, but only the form of the sentence will be changed, not the meaning. Okay. So I like him. Negative should be I do not dislike him. Okay. Then comes it seems he is an old criminal. It is an affirmative sentence. How to change it? It seems he is not a new criminal. Okay. So girls, you well understand that you have to insert a number of words also from your own just to keep the meaning intact, but to change according to the instruction given. Then comes stop cracking safes. That is an affirmative sentence. Don't crack safes anymore. So there is a not. There is a negative sense to this sentence, but the meaning remains the same. Now let us find out transformation from exclamatory to assertive and vice versa. Let us see example number 1. It gave her great joy to play the teacher to him. The answer should be, what joy it gave her to play the teacher to him. Mark of exclamation. Okay. Then comes, how heavy it is. Exclamatory sentence. It will be changed into, it is very heavy. Assertive sentence. Then comes, she gave me a very simple answer. This is an assertive sentence. How to transform it? What a simple answer she gave me. Mark of exclamation. Okay. So this was the category of exclamatory to assertive and vice versa. Now let us find out the change of sentences with the use of infinitive. Infinitive we know it gives us the purpose of the sentence. Okay, the purpose of the subject rather. For example, if I tell you that I went to the market to buy some clothes for me. Okay, I went to the market. Why did I go to the market? What was my purpose? What was my objective? My purpose or my objective was to buy some clothes for myself. Okay, so to buy, this is infinitive. Let us find out the textual examples. Number 1, Mr. Shiv Shankar was standing in the front veranda of his house brooding over the servant problem. Okay, so this is a simple sentence as we know. He was standing in front of the veranda of his house brooding over the servant problem. See how the answer goes. The simple sentence remains simple. Okay, but the use of to, use of infinitive. Mr. Shiv Shankar was standing in the front veranda of his house to brood over the servant problem. Okay, so to brood is the infinitive here. He stopped near the well and pointed up to the moon. This is a compound sentence as you can see. Then it can be changed into a simple sentence by the use of infinitive. He stopped near the well to point up to the moon. To point is the use of infinitive. Number 9. One evening, Siddha went out for buying sugar. This is a simple sentence as you can see. It will remain a simple sentence, but the use of infinitive is there. Let us find out. One evening, Siddha went out to buy sugar. So, to buy is the infinitive in this sentence. So, all these things are very easy and simple as I suppose, because the use of infinitive or the way you have to use the infinitive in the sentence, I hope you can do it well. Now the second part is, we will transform the sentences by the use of participle. So I hope you remember what is participle. Participle is nothing but the word which is used as a verb as well as an adjective. Means the verb has the characteristics of both a verb and an adjective in the sentence. Okay, let us find out the examples. Example number 1 is, she was talking to a friend and forgot everything around her. If we transform this sentence with the use of participle, it will be like this. Talking to her friend, she forgot everything around her. So what is the participle over here? Talking. Okay, she was talking. What she was doing? She was talking. So talking is a verb. As you can see, talk plus ing, that is a verb form. And talking to her friend. Who she was talking to? She was talking to a friend. So it is acting as an adjective in the sentence. Okay. So it is the use of participle in such a way. Number 2. The dog wagged its tail and bit the postman. The dog wagging its tail bit the postman. The wagging qualifies the noun tail. So it acts as an adjective. And wagging is a verb form of wag. Number 3. He was a good boy and helped his mother in the kitchen. Answer should be, being a good boy, he helped his mother in the kitchen. So, being a good boy, was a good boy, be verb is was. So, being, be plus ing is the verb form, and being a good boy. How was the boy? A good boy. So, that is an adjective in the sentence. So, all these are the examples of participle. In this way, we can transform the sentences with the use of participle. Now, let us see for what happens in the case of gerund. Now, gerund, by the use of gerund. Gerund, as you know, is another verb form, but that acts as both the verb and as a noun in the sentence. Let us find out. Rusty stole the necklace and he admitted it. Rusty admitted stealing the necklace. So there are two verbs in this sentence, as you can find it. But which one is the gerund? Rusty admitted stealing the necklace. So admitted is the primary verb here and stealing is the secondary verb here. Steal plus ing is obviously a verb. And Rusty admitted. What did he admit? That he has stolen the necklace, stealing the necklace. So, stealing acts as the noun also. So, it is a gerund. Number 2. Marshall insisted on taking the bus and that too instead of the train. Marshall insisted on taking the bus instead of the train. Taking is verb as well as a noun. So, it also acts as a gerund. And number 3. Walking is a good habit and everybody should acquire it. So, answer should be, walking is a good habit for everybody to acquire. Walking is the verb and also it acts as a noun in the sentence. What is a good habit? Walking is a good habit. So, walking is the gerund in this sentence. So, I hope you have understood how to transform the sentences using infinitive, gerund and participle. Now, the thing that we are going to learn is how to convert or how to transform a simple sentence into a complex sentence. Let us find out. So, it can be done with the help of noun clauses. Let us find out. Simple sentence is, I know her name. It can be transformed into a complex like this. I know what her name is. So, what her name is obviously a noun clause. Number 2. He desires to go. This is a simple sentence. It can be transformed into its complex form as he desires that he should go. What he desires? That he should go. This is a noun clause. Number 4. She is believed to be a witch. She is believed to be a witch. This is a simple sentence. We can transform this into its complex form as this. The belief is that she is a witch. The belief is that. What is the belief? That she is a witch. This is the use of a noun clause. In this way, we can transform a simple sentence to its complex form. Then, the use of adjective clause can also be used for this transformation. Simple sentence, he is a happy man. Complex will be, he is a man who is happy. So, who is happy is modifying the noun man. So, this is an adjective clause. Number 8. A man in danger needs help. This is a simple sentence. It can be transformed into its complex form like this. A man who is in danger needs help. A man who is in danger. So, who is in danger is an adjective clause which qualifies the word man, the noun man. Then comes the use of adverbial clause. Let us find out. Simple sentences, I am glad to get it. To transform into its complex form. I am glad when I get it. So when I get it is obviously an adverb clause because it tells us the time. Number 12. She is too weak to speak. This is a simple sentence. Okay, it can be transformed into its complex form by the use of adverb clause. For example, she is so weak that she cannot speak. So weak. It is the adverb form. Okay, so the use of adverbial clause, and we have seen the transformation of simple to complex sentences with the use of noun clause, adjective clause and adverbial clause. Now let us see the transformation from simple to compound. We can do it by the use of cumulative conjunction, by the adversative conjunction, by alternative conjunction, and by the use of conjunctions, that is elative conjunctions. Okay, so let us find out each one. Example number 1, by the use of cumulative conjunctions. For example, and, as well as, not only but also, all these are cumulative conjunctions, as you all know. Let us find out. Number 1, simple. Getting to school, he met the monitor. Compound will be he got to school and met the monitor. So and is a cumulative conjunction here, and we got the compound sentence. Number 3, simple is to add to his misfortune, his wife died. Compound sentence will be his wife died and this added to his misfortune. We got the cumulative compound sentence by the use of the cumulative conjunction and. Then comes the use of adversative conjunction, but, still, yet, nevertheless. Let us find out the usage. Number 4, simple. In spite of her wealth, she is unhappy. So, she is wealthy, but she is unhappy. This is the compound sentence, and we can see the use of but, adversative conjunction. Then comes the use of alternative conjunction. That means either or, neither nor, or, otherwise. All these are the alternative conjunction. That all these we have learnt in class 10 syllabus, girls. I hope you can remind them well. Then the transformation, simple. You must avoid smoking to live longer. Compound will be you must avoid smoking or you will not live longer. The use of or, that means alternative conjunction. Number 9, you must take rich diet to gain weight. Compound will be you must take rich diet or you will not gain weight. This is a compound sentence. We got the use of alternative conjunction. Then comes the use of elative conjunction. For example, therefore, then, so, and so, for. Let us find the usage. Simple. Being dissatisfied, he resigned his post. We can transform this sentence into its compound form by the use of and so. He was dissatisfied and so he resigned his post. Number next, I was pleased with him for his honesty. How can we transform this sentence into its compound form? Let us find out by the use of so. He was honest, so I was pleased with him. Okay, girls, so I hope you have understood the change of the transformation of sentences, simple sentences, into its compound form with the use of all sorts of conjunctions that we have, and vice versa also. Now let us find out the transformation of complex sentences to its compound forms. For example, number 1, complex is if you do not work, you will fail. Compound will be work or you will fail. The use of conjunctions, girls, okay? Complex, as he is honest, he is happy. Its compound form will be he is happy for he is honest. Number 5, it is time we stopped. Compound will be it is the right time, so we should stop. So, the use of so conjunction. So, girls, we have come to the end of our learning the different kinds of transformation of sentences according to the forms of sentences, according to the change of parts of speeches, according to the types of sentences that we have, all these things. Now I would like to give you certain exercise, a sort of exercise for you to practice at home. Now an exercise I shall give you for you to practice at home. Number 1, now this has touched the moon and come. Use participle and transform. Number 2, Ben Price knew Jimmy's habits. You have to transform into its negative form. Number 3, the very houses seem asleep. Transform this into a complex sentence. Number 4, Mr. Shiv Shankar subjected him to scrutiny. You have to use the verb form of scrutiny and likewise to transform this sentence. Number 5, he got his key and went upstairs. Transform this sentence into simple sentence. Number 6, earth has not anything to show more fair. Transform it into its interrogative form. Number 7, Sir Mohan decided to welcome them. Use the noun form of decided and transform it. 8, better think over my advice, Valentine. Use the positive degree and transform. Number 9, it seems he is an old criminal. Transform this into a simple sentence. And number 10, Leela ran down the steps for meeting him. Use infinitive and transform the sentence. That's all, and thank you.